going to show you 6 reasons why you might choose to train your artificial intelligence locally. And then I'm going to show you how easy it is to do it.
I built bots before they were cool.
AI companies spend a lot of time and energy on training their models. This is basically a matter of training it on any material available. So this is great background, but what about your own specific things that AI should know about? Your own internal processes, your methodologies, your style guides. These are all opportunities to train LLMs locally. Let me show you how that's done. I first started using this method when I was trying to establish a coherent visual theme for some presentations I was doing in competitive intelligence. So how do you do any of these things? Well, the way I did my style guide is I uploaded a couple of images that I thought represented my brand well to AI. I asked the chatbot to describe the style of that image in just exhausting detail and to put the output in JSON. So what kind of things was I looking for? I was looking for palettes, I was looking for font use, I was looking for cultural influences, I was looking for era, I was looking for the cinema noir kind of feel, and anything basically that was related to detectives and that style of storytelling. What it gave me was a really nice style guide that has allowed me to create absolute brand-on images every time. So the way I do this is I upload the JSON file to ChatGPT, and the style guide, which again is in JSON, which is AI's native language, and I tell it to use that style guide as the absolute authority when it comes to making design decisions. If you don't do that, ChatGPT or whatever, Claude, Sora, whatever you're using, will revert back to its internal training, and you won't get what you're looking for. So make sure that your micro-training serves as the absolute authority. A brand book is a specification for your brand. It describes your logo. It describes the amount of things like white space around the logo, how it can be used, your choices of palette, your choices of fonts, the way you want things languaged. Being able to control brand books through AI is especially important for agencies that are dealing with multiple brands. This way you can ensure that each brand is handled exactly the way it needs to be. Number 3, methodologies. You might be in an engineering group that has to conform to one of many regulations, whether they are FDA, ISO, EU, US, there's plenty to choose from. What you can do is you can get a description of your methodology and use it as a reference to check your work. Again, another example of micro-training. Number 4, role-based systems. You'll see a lot of people prompting where they tell the AI to assume some type of a role. You are a master architect. You are a seasoned programmer. You are a Hollywood director. Well, instead of allowing AI to figure out what that means, upload a style guide and tell it. Ideation pipelines. I use AI all the time to refine ideas. It's not always great for coming up with ideas, but if you have a spark of an idea, AI can really help you define what you're trying to do. When you do your ideation, you can actually pick who you're ideating with. For example, you could be sitting down with a model client. Define what your model client would be. You could be sitting down with a model supplier and working on ideas. Well, come up with some JSON that defines what your model client is. And the last one I want to talk about is data transformations. Data transformations handle that aspect of AI that is difficult for programmers to handle, and that is its non-deterministic nature. In other words, if you ask AI the same question 5 times, you will get 5 separate but similar answers. This might not cut it if you have to import this data into a very rigid database. So what you can do is you can train AI what you want that data to look like when you retrieve it. The first example I gave you where I was generating images is a little bit of an exception to the way I use this. I will generally use these micro trainings to make sure that I'm conforming. That is how you micro train an LLM for your own proprietary purposes. Like and subscribe. Thanks.